Welcome to the Game Sense Football Podcast. My name is Ewan, and with me is Naz.
Hello.
And in today's episode, we review and round up Euro 2024 and the Copa America as well. Yes, boys and girls, no more football for this close season.
No more football. Now we can focus on transfers.
Oh yeah, transfers. Yeah. Not that bad. And watching crappy preseason games as well.
There is always that.
So Nas, talking about normal life, just want to ask, what hobbies do you have, apart from football?
Playing video games is a big hobby of mine. Obviously, one of the video games I do play does involve football, the FIFA or, EAFC nowadays. Spend a lot of time taking care and interacting with cats, my own, and some stray cats that live around the area. I sometimes help there's a volunteer group nearby that helps the animals who are just wandering around. So that's can be quite fun, can be quite rewarding, but can be quite difficult as well. But yeah.
So you own a cat, yeah?
People will say the cat owns me.
Ah, yes. Okay, so let's get on with our episode. Euro 2024. Congratulations to Spain for winning it.
Yes, Spain.
And, runners-up England. I guess those who have heard our previous episodes would know very well that we didn't think that England deserved to go to the final, probably.
Yeah, in the last episode, we said that we would be hard-pressed to find an England fan who thinks they've played very well for more than a few minutes each time. And actually, England have only led for 19% of their entire time at Euro 2024. 1-9.
1-9.
That's not the lowest at the tournament, but significantly lower than any of the other top sides. Spain, in comparison, have led for 55%.
55%. Wow. I mean, Spain, I think, deserved winners.
Yes.
They have easily been the best team in the entire tournament, and they haven't had it easy as well. They were in the group of death with Italy, Croatia, Albania.
Yes.
And they had to defeat Germany. They had to beat France. Of course, they had Georgia on the way as well. It was an entertaining game. Probably not as easy as we would think on paper. In reality, it wouldn't have been that easy, I guess. But they did well. Beat England rather easily. It was a little boring in the first half, but I think the game came alive in the second, especially after the goal.
Yeah, deserved winner Spain. Their players have also won the player of the tournament and young player of the tournament, Rodri and Lamine Yamal. I think we'll be speaking about Lamine Yamal for a bit and for the next few years probably. But yeah, I mean, as you said, first half kind of dull. You could say that England played the game, forced the game to be played at their level. Didn't really let Spain do much, but then Spain scores. And to be fair, England do well in equalizing. Interesting to see Gareth Southgate taking Harry Kane off that early.
Yeah, on the hour mark. Yeah,
on the hour mark. But I'm not sure if you've seen this, but in one of the post-match interviews, Southgate, he specifically points out one incident that turns the game. And I remember watching it and thinking, why have you done this? Not to Southgate, but to the players. And I didn't realize how significant it was until I watched it again. So it's about a minute after Cole Palmer scores the equalizer, about 74 something on the clock. England have a throw-in on the right-hand side of the pitch. Okay? It's very, very deep in the Spain half. Kyle Walker has the ball. He holds the ball for like almost half a minute, honestly.
Okay.
And he then takes a huge run-up and he throws it backwards to John Stones at near the halfway line. Okay? John Stones takes the ball, turns around, punts it backwards to Jordan Pickford, the keeper. Jordan Pickford is under pressure. He pushes the ball and then just blasts it forward out for a Spain goal kick. So England have just scored. They're pressuring Spain and then they just lose possession and lose momentum like that. It's like 6 minutes until England get the ball back after that.
Wow, 6 minutes.
Yeah. So all of England's momentum is killed. And I spoke about video games just now, and even you will know that when we play FIFA with some of our friends, EAFC now, I'm very, very particular, and I get really annoyed when we give the ball away cheaply. And I'm not someone who is all for possession's sake, but this is exactly what it is. When you're giving the ball away for nothing and allowing the other team to gain a foothold and gain control. And that's what England did. That's not why they lost, but it's a reflection of the way that the players don't know how to manage the game. This is one of the few things you can't pin on Southgate.
So, as you know, Gareth Southgate, he has actually resigned from his post as England manager. Interesting development there. I mean, not quite surprising, I suppose, right?
Yeah. Not really surprising, but listeners of this show will remember we were quite afraid that he would leave after the Euros and go to Man United. So him leaving now isn't that much of a surprise, but as the tournament went on and it became clearer and clearer that maybe England would go far, and to be fair, they went as far as they could have, there was a chance he would stay.
Yeah, interestingly, actually, I think the FA wanted him to stay. Yeah, they were hoping that he could still be in charge of England to lead them to the 2026 World Cup. But that's not going to happen. I think there are four main names who are touted to take over Gareth Southgate. I think mainly Graham Potter, who is currently out of job.
Yep.
Eddie Howe from Newcastle. Thomas Tuchel, also out of job. And Lee Carsley, who's in charge of the England under-21s right now. What
Those
do you
are
make of these names?
Those are four, in a way, very different names. Graham Potter, I think, if not for the disastrous spell at Chelsea, would definitely be top of the list. But at the same time, his time at Brighton, two things about that. One, Roberto De Zerbi has shown that Potter maybe even underachieved at Brighton for all the supposed good he did. And two,
Yeah.
the time at Brighton was sort of epitomized by his meticulous planning and everything, right? And that's not what he'll be able to do for an international team, because he doesn't have the same amount of time with the players as he does with a club. Then Eddie Howe is probably my pick, but could the FA tempt him away from Newcastle? Would Newcastle be okay to let him go? I could actually see a reality where Eddie Howe does take this job and Newcastle are happy to sort of lose him and get a bit of compensation from the FA, because they need to balance their books anyway with FFP, and then Newcastle go and take Thomas Tuchel.
Possible as well. I mean, there have been rumors on and off, not particularly strong, but there have been some rumors that Newcastle might sack Eddie Howe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Would be convenient for them.
Yeah, it's very convenient, right? It could present itself as a best solution for all parties, I would say.
Yeah, Lee Carsley, is it the same former Everton midfielder Lee Carsley?
Yeah, that like twin brother of Thomas Graverson.
Yeah. So I don't know
Yeah.
much about him as a manager, but him being already part of the England setup is has parallels to what Southgate himself did. So hard to say. My money is on Eddie Howe.
Yeah, it seems like the situation has presented itself quite nicely for Eddie Howe to take over. I think Thomas Tuchel is just a weird option. I think his name is just there because he is currently available. Might as well just throw Jurgen Klopp's name in as well, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Lee Carsley, I would say, is the unsexy choice amongst the four, but he might also be the best choice, like you said, he's already part of the England setup. I think I hear that he's not a bad coach. Can't really back that up with anything, but I've read it somewhere.
Yeah, I can't think of that many other options. Frank Lampard, Steven Gerrard.
No way.
Yeah,
Come
no
on.
chance. No chance.
No way. I mean, they go from Gareth Southgate to Frank Lampard and Steven Gerrard. Come on, man.
While we're on Southgate,
Yeah.
I saw an amazing stat a few days ago. So the 2006 Europa League final, Middlesbrough versus Sevilla, Southgate was playing for Middlesbrough and Jesus Navas was playing for Sevilla.
Southgate was playing for Middlesbrough still
Yes.
at,
So, I mean,
at the 2006
2006,
Europa
yeah.
League final. Wow,
So Southgate has played against one of the players in the Spain team, but yeah, oh well,
it's incredible. I'm pretty sure with his record for England, which actually is pretty decent, he'll be in demand somehow.
somewhere. I can see him going to like Chelsea. Yeah, they'll sack Enzo Maresca in 6 months and appoint Southgate. Enzo Maresca played in the 2006 Europa League final as well. So earlier I mentioned them taking Harry Kane off, and he seemed very, very off the boil for most of the tournament.
He was. Perhaps he didn't have the sort of complementary players that he's
Mm,
used to having,
yeah,
the fast
yeah,
wingers, right?
yeah. We spoke about
Um,
this last week. But do you think
correct.
he was injured for the last part of Bayern Munich's season, and maybe he's not fit? But if he's not fit, do you think he should be playing?
It could be a combination, I suppose. If he's not fit, that's a tough call, right? If let's say Southgate's tactics focuses a lot on Harry Kane, being like maybe the pivot in
Mm,
attack. Maybe didn't look like it though. So in the case of what we've seen from England, where Harry Kane is actually isolated, right? He was isolated for majority of the English games. I
yeah,
think,
almost every game. Yeah.
yeah, I think perhaps Southgate should have looked to swap Harry Kane for somebody else.
Yeah, Ollie Watkins did very well when he came on.
He did. He
Mm.
did.
I saw in the last two European Championships, obviously England have got to the final for both tournaments.
Hmm.
Harry Kane has played in both finals, and
Yeah.
he's had one touch in the opposition box
In total,
in total
for
across two
both
finals.
games.
For yeah, in total, yeah.
Oh, that's an awful stat.
Jack Grealish has two touches, and he wasn't even at this tournament, and he only played the last 20 minutes in the last one.
Southgate should have taken Jack Grealish.
Yeah. Another competing stat with this train of thought is that Harry Kane is the player at these Euros who has applied the most pressures to opposition players in the opposition half and in the final third and in general. So he's moving around a lot, just not getting the ball in
Getting
the
a
box.
ball.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like defending from the front, basically.
Yeah. And I don't know if that's by design.
I wouldn't be surprised, if that's his instruction off the ball, right?
I think we can't really take much away from Spain though. Like they played, like you said, by far the best team in the tournament. I think you also said that in the Spain Germany game that was the quarterfinals, right? Whoever won that game would probably win the tournament, and you're right. Um,
Finally, I'm right about something. Something.
so Spain, in getting to this final, became the first team ever to win 6 games at the Euros.
Basically, all of the games. Oh no, it's expanded format as well. That's
Yeah,
why.
so it's the Euros have been expanded for the last. This is the third expanded Euros,
Yeah,
but
16, 20, and
yeah,
24.
but
Correct.
still nobody had won all the games. Well, so they won 6 and then they won the final. So they're only team to win 6 or 7.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice. Thoroughly deserved.
very much deserved. Yeah, I mean, again, I don't want to be too stat heavy here, but I say that and then I'm going to throw out a stat now. But the last 23 finals where Spain or a Spanish club have been in the final, so Champions League,
Both
Europa League, World Cup,
international and club.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
the Spanish team has won
Wow. That's
since 2002. Every final with the
that's
Spanish team, the Spanish team has won.
pretty sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
And wow. Okay. I mean, the Spanish team, they're really enjoyable to watch as well.
There hasn't actually been a lot of winning experience in this team.
Mm,
And
mm.
Nico Williams and Lamine Yamal famously super young. Lamine Yamal is still going to be a teenager at the next World Cup, by the way.
2 years later, yes.
Yeah, yeah, amazing. But a few episodes ago when we did the Euro preview, we spoke about Spain and said that good team, but maybe they were lacking a bit of something, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I wonder do you think we were wrong or did they find that something as the tournament went on?
We were probably wrong, and I think one important factor that we didn't really talk about is
Mm.
probably Luis de la Fuente.
Mhm.
Luis de la Fuente.
Fuente.
Yes, yes, probably a lot of the credit, on how the team performed has to go to him. Not just the players. We talk a lot about the players, but the manager as well, has to take a lot of the credit. I mean, if Gareth Southgate gets a lot of the criticism, then De La Fuente definitely has to get a lot of the
Yep,
plaudits.
that's fair.
Yep.
Yes. Okay, so Rodri won player of the tournament, and Lamine Yamal won young player of the tournament. Deserved, right?
Deserved, I think.
Mm.
Yeah. The only pity is Nico Williams didn't really win
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously he won the Euros, but I mean, no personal accolades.
Yeah, he
Which
probably
is a bit of a
deserved
waste.
something here. Like, yeah, if he
Yeah.
had got top scorer or something.
Yes. But top scorer.
Mhm.
Speaking about that, the Golden Boot went to Danny Olmo, even though there was like a what 5-way tie, 6-way
Six-way
tie,
tie, I think, including
six-way
Harry
tie,
Kane. Yeah.
including Harry Kane. Exactly. So we did predict that Harry Kane would get top scorer
Yes,
and
we
not
did. Yes.
win the tournament. Yes.
Mm.
So, initially I thought, yeah, Harry Kane didn't win the Golden Boot, but actually, yeah, I mean, there was a 6-way tie. He
Good enough. Yeah.
technically,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's there basically.
Yeah.
So he got top scorer, joint top scorer,
Mm.
and he didn't win.
Yeah. But anyway,
I mean,
you were saying Dani Olmo
yeah.
has officially won the Golden Boot, right?
Yes, officially he was the one with the trophy.
Mm.
So that's congrats to him as well. I wouldn't have expected Danny Olmo to be winning this trophy.
Yeah. Good player,
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't think anybody would have predicted Dani Olmo to be top scorer.
correct. I mean, he's a good player. He's been solid, but he hasn't been like elite kind of player, right? No one really talks about him that much, which is also why he will be my candidate for the Poborskys Award.
Oh, yes. We'll get into that soon, but
Yes,
that's probably a good pick. But it'll be fun to see this team evolve and progress. What my fear is now is that Lamine Yamal becomes the next Ansu Fati, and he's
well,
overplayed and just breaks down in 18 months.
that's unfortunate. Yeah,
Yeah.
Ansu Fati. Actually, it's something that we can dive a little deeper into maybe in another episode.
So let's hope that Lamine Yamal stays fit and firing as he has done the last few weeks. And I guess Spain does as well.
That's right. That's right. Maybe he could get little Messi to give him another shower.
Oh, yes. If any of our listeners don't really get that, so was it a week, 2 weeks ago? Somebody uncovered the fact that many years ago. Well, I say many years, but not that long ago, because Lamine Yamal isn't that old. But basically, Barca, was it Barcelona or Adidas? One of them did a sort of charity thing in Barcelona, and there's a shot of Leo Messi bathing a small kid, and that kid turns out to be Lamine Yamal, and it's 100% real. At first, everyone thought it was a joke, but it is legit. And this is before even Lamine Yamal could like walk. Nobody knew he was going to be a footballer.
So it's a good like 16 plus years ago actually. It's
Yeah,
pretty long.
yeah,
Pretty long. That's how you get to the top echelons of football.
yes. Let Messi bathe you.
UEFA just released their team of the tournament.
I did
Quite
see
late.
that. Yes.
Quite late, I must say.
I wonder
On a
why they took so long to
Tuesday.
do this.
I don't know. They weren't sure which England player to throw in. I mean, and they decided to put in Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker.
Yeah. So
Weird decision.
for those who haven't seen this, here's the team. Okay, 4-3-3. Keeper is Mike Maignan from France. Defenders are Kyle Walker, England. William Saliba, France. Manuel Akanji, Switzerland. Marc Cucurella, Spain. Midfield, you have Rodri, Dani Olmo, and Fabian Ruiz from Spain. And for the forwards, they've listed Lamine Yamal, Nico Williams from Spain, Jamal Musiala from Germany. Like you said,
Interesting.
interesting is one way of putting it. I wouldn't have put Kyle Walker there. To be fair, I wouldn't have put Mike Maignan as either. I would have gone for the Georgia keeper, but Mike Maignan, didn't
Yeah.
concede a single goal from open play. So, there is that. Kyle Walker, yeah, he wasn't even England's best right back.
Apart from that awareness, to grab the opportunity to that led to the goal against Denmark.
Mm.
He hasn't really been doing much.
Yeah, yeah. William
Yeah,
Saliba for France has played very well, and Manuel
well
Akanji
deserved.
for Switzerland as well. I remember in our
Yes.
preview we were sort of saying that maybe Deschamps wouldn't even use Saliba, even though he's been immense for Arsenal. I think I'm happy I was wrong about that. So Saliba,
Mm,
Akanji deserved. Cucurella for Spain has been quite good, and assisted the winning goal in the final. So
yep.
probably deserved. Quite unexpected, really, for him to have played so much and with Grimaldo from Leverkusen on the bench.
Who has played consistently throughout
Mm,
the season,
yeah,
whereas Cucurella has been just on and off.
yeah, in and out of the Chelsea team.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the midfield can't really complain. Rodri, Dani Olmo, Fabian Ruiz for Spain. Dani Olmo wasn't even first choice at the start of the tournament, but came
Mm.
in when Pedri got injured. Rodri and especially Fabian Ruiz has been very, very, very good.
So Fabian Ruiz has actually surprised me a little. Actually,
Mm,
on his performances, he has really stepped up his game. I remember when he was with Napoli,
mm.
he was all right.
Yeah,
Not particularly fantastic.
he's been good for PSG, right? The
Yes,
last
PSG.
year or two, him and Vitinha for PSG after they sold Neymar and Messi and all, they've got a bit more solid under Luis Enrique. So, but yeah, been very good this tournament.
So I think we have well-deserved midfield.
Hmm.
And in attack, Lamine Yamal, Jamal Musiala, and Nico Williams. I think Musiala is the debatable one here. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams, you can't argue against that. They've been the two outstanding attackers in this tournament. Musiala started the Euros amazingly.
Yep. Yep.
I have two issues with this. One is he sort of went off the boil a bit, and two, he's not really a striker. So
I think someone who may have deserved it more would have been like Cody Gakpo.
yeah, exactly. Cody,
Yep.
it's shocking for me that Cody Gakpo is not there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It's weird, but
yeah. I mean, so I think we are quite in sync with this. I would change Musiala. We both I think would change Musiala to Cody Gakpo, keep the
yeah.
midfield as is, and drop Kyle Walker
Who would you put in
at
place of
right back.
Kyle Walker? Yeah.
Denzel Dumfries has had a good tournament, and Denzel Dumfries is the other fullback that has kept the other Leverkusen fullback out of the reckoning. So he played Dumfries for Netherlands has kept Jeremy Frimpong on the bench. Did you see though? Have you seen the UEFA technical observers? So the people who picked this team of the tournament.
No. No.
So I will read you the list. Not every name here is household, but there are some which stand out. So Fabio
Got it.
Capello, Johan
Okay.
Lupescu, Michael O'Neill, David Moyes, Alhoza Asanovic, Rafa Benitez, Avram Grant, Peki Bonner, Frank de Boer, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Aitor Karanka, and Jean-Francois Domergue.
How do these people get onto the technical observer team?
I don't know. I don't know. It's just it's quite a strange selection. I mean, there's some pedigree here. Capello, Michael O'Neill is the current Northern Ireland manager. David
Mm-hmm.
Moyes, we all know who David Moyes is. Obviously, what the first Everton name there. Rafa Benitez, the next one there, Champions League winner. Avram Grant, also no, Avram Grant didn't win the Champions League. That was Roberto Di Matteo. Frank de Boer,
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Yeah.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Aitor Karanka, former Spain defender, and the last name is Jean-Francois Domergue. I have no idea who that is, but it's
Who
someone who
is that?
agreed that Kyle Walker should be in this team.
So we've spoken about the final match. We've spoken a lot about Spain and England. Let's take a look at some of, key players, some key observations, as well as some of our earlier predictions of
Hmm.
Euro. Yes. So maybe we start with one very big name, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yes, Ronaldo. So I think we both thought that he wouldn't do really well. We have spoken at length about whether or not he's benefit or detriment to Portugal.
Mm-hmm.
And he ended this tournament with 0 goals from 23 shots.
0 goals from
0 goals.
23 shots. Wow.
He has he
Hmm.
had the highest XG of anybody at the tournament. It has 0 goals.
Highest XG, and yet he didn't score.
Mm,
Now, Nas, do you think his international career is over?
no. Roberto Martinez doesn't have the will to drop Ronaldo, I think.
That's a pity. Yeah, because
Mm.
I mean, with him being there, I mean, they're really depriving a lot of the excellent attacking talent
Yes.
space, in the first
Hmm.
team, right?
Yeah. I mean, you have Bruno Fernandes, you have Bernardo Silva, you got Diego Jota, Rafa Leao,
Gonzalo Ramos hardly used as well.
Gonzalo Ramos,
Yeah.
Fabio Conceição. Like
Mm.
there's a more that we're missing, and Joao Felix, and every one of them, even if they're playing, in my opinion, inhibited when Ronaldo is there. Just
Yep.
look at the free kicks. When's the last time anybody else had a free kick?
True that. And they're also, I think they look like they feel obliged to pass him the ball when they're in the
Yeah,
attacking third.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes, yeah. So I think we both did pretty well in predicting Ronaldo would flop. We both also said Lewandowski would flop.
Yeah. Not difficult when the guy's like 35 years old
Mm.
or 36. Or I
And
can't remember. Yeah.
in his defense, he started the tournament injured, but
Yes, that too.
he scored one penalty and didn't do much else. But his team didn't do much else.
Exactly. Doesn't really have stellar supporting cast,
Mm.
unlike at club level. So not too surprising, I would say. Not too surprising.
Yeah.
Kylian Mbappe
Mm.
also didn't do that well. I mean,
Yeah.
France hardly scored.
France, in all the France games, there were 70 shots in total, and aside from penalties, none went in.
Ah, oh man.
Ronaldo earlier had 23 shots, 0 goals.
Mm-hmm.
Mbappe had 24 shots, 1 goal, but the one was a penalty.
Penalty, yes.
Yeah.
Penalty. Yeah, I mean, benefit of the doubt. Mbappe, broke his nose. He had
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
that
The mask.
uncomfortable looking mask.
Yeah. But that doesn't excuse the rest of the France team, though.
True, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Mm.
I think for all of Deschamps, for all the credit that he gets for winning with France, bringing them to the World Cup finals, I think they really kind of failed at this tournament in the
Yeah.
execution. Yeah,
Yeah.
they were arguably as bad as England, or even worse actually.
Mm.
England actually scored more goals, and England and France were the two favorites.
Many people had them both in the final. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
and what about your Brian Broby
Oh, Brian
prediction?
Brobby. I mean, that was not the best of predictions. He didn't get a lot of time. I think Xerxes played more than Brobby. Uh, Brian Brobby isn't going to win the Poborskys Award.
Neither is Sesko. Sesko, I predicted Sesko. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that was so bad.
I also said Rasmus Højlund would have a good tournament, and he didn't do anything. So, who do you, if you had to pick one player for the Poborskys Award, who would it be? Which player is going to secure a big move on the back of this tournament?
I would go with Danny Olmo,
Mm.
Golden Boot winner.
So, where will Dani Olmo go? He's at Leipzig, right?
I believe so. I believe so. Maybe Barcelona. I think Barcelona is in for him. Or Liverpool. I think Liverpool is in for him as well. Man City's also in for him. So it's kind of wow. See.
Yeah, he was at La Masia until 2014, so he's actually worked with Pep before.
Yeah. So, if the rumors are true that Man City is in for him, then there'll be a reunion with Pep.
So Dani Olmo is your pick for Poborskys Award.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking that the Georgia keeper, because he did really well. He's playing
The
for Valencia
Valencia
already though,
guy.
so yeah.
Yeah.
But so I mean, maybe him, but I'm not sure which teams would be in for a keeper. Is there a major team that needs a keeper in the next 12 months? I'm not sure. Most likely, given that, like we said before, this tournament started out fairly explosively and then fizzled out, became very cagey. I could see someone buying, a very combative defensive midfielder, that sort of thing, not a headline grabbing sort of thing.
I mean, there's Kante, man. He did so well, right?
You think he'll go back to Europe?
If anyone can afford him, I mean, I'm not sure what it will take to buy him out of his contract. That's the
Yeah.
only thing, right?
Nico Williams, he plays for Bilbao. Him and his brother are iconic players for Athletic Bilbao. But I could see him going somewhere. I mean, you said last week probably Barca. So
High chance of him going
mm.
somewhere big. That's for sure. Whether he would flop or not, that's another thing.
But Barca have no money and so many wingers already.
Barca have no money, but look, I mean, they've been signing players non-stop. I don't
Yeah,
understand.
yeah, yeah. Okay,
But
so
yeah, I mean, for me, I would go with Danny Olmo.
I mean, Nico Williams is probably too easy a pick. So I'll say the Georgia keeper, whose name I cannot pronounce. One last question about the Euros. Okay,
Yes,
what was your favorite moment of the Euros?
I mean, it's got to be either Arda Güler's goal
Mm-hmm.
in the first game for Turkey
Or
or Jude Bellingham's
what about Lamine
last minute.
Yamal's long range goal the other day in the
Oh, the
semi-final?
the one where he was taking on Rabiot, right?
Yeah, he shifts the ball and curls it.
Yeah, yeah. That's nice as well. That's a little similar to the Gula one, I would
Mm.
think.
Yeah, I think my favorite moment is the Turkey on goal against
Oh, the
Portugal.
Turkey own goal, yes, against Portugal. Yeah, and our Baindia in goal,
Mm. Yeah,
our
yeah.
United keeper.
Mm.
Yeah, actually, that's pretty funny. Funny how I don't remember all the moments. Actually, it's escaping me pretty quickly.
Yeah, could also be Diogo Costa's penalty saves.
Yes, yes,
Mm.
reminds us a lot about a certain Emi Martinez, right, from Argentina.
Yes, yes.
He and his
And
penalty heroics. So I think it's a good time for us to, move on to talk about the Copa America.
yep, from one tournament to the other. So Argentina beat Colombia to become champions of South America.
Yes, not too surprising a result, I would say.
They beat them 1-0. Lautaro Martinez came on and
Yes.
scored. So
Yep.
Lautaro Martinez ended as the Golden Boot winner of the Copa
Yep.
America this year.
Hmm.
He's played less than half of the minutes on offer.
He's not a starter, right?
Yeah, no, I mean not for this tournament.
Yeah, not for
Uh,
this tournament. Yes.
so he's only played 220 minutes. He scored 5 goals.
Wow.
Argentina have won their third straight major tournament now. They've won two Copa Americas and the World Cup back to back to back.
Yep.
And I mean, not major, but they also won the match against Italy, the Euro against Copa America winner sort of thing.
Finalissimo.
Yes, yes, that's the name. So the last time they were in a major competition and didn't win it, people didn't know what COVID was.
So Argentina's the COVID winner. Yes, the
Yeah,
biggest winner from COVID.
yeah, biggest winners
Yeah,
for COVID. Yeah.
but I think Leo Messi had to wait many years
Mm,
for what has transpired over the last few tournaments. For Argentina, and I'm happy that he's finally getting what he deserves on the international stage at least.
mm,
Before that, it was kind of a joke, right? It's becoming like a meme already that Messi is not going to win anything at
yeah.
international level. Like even the Copa America, they lost to what, Chile? Yes, so where would they be without him, right?
Mm. So they beat Colombia in the final,
Mm-hmm.
and I think probably the star of the tournament is the player that we both didn't realize
James.
was still playing, James
Yeah.
Rodriguez. Yeah, most assists, most chances created, but like most crosses, most corners taken. Like he takes every set piece. I've always loved this player, but like I said before, like so good, but such a flawed player.
It's a luxury player, basically.
Mm.
They need
Yeah,
coverage in every other aspect of the field,
yeah.
in order to be able to just play him there to just do his thing.
And Brazil got eliminated in the semi-final, was it, or quarterfinal?
No, no,
But I
no.
mean,
Quarters.
quarterfinal. Oh yes, you're right. Quarterfinals because Colombia beat Uruguay in the semifinals. And
Yes, yes.
disappointing for Brazil. A lot was made about Vinicius, Rodrigo, and Endrick, and didn't really fire.
Didn't really fire. I think Endrick found himself isolated most of the time.
Mm.
Vinicius was injured in the quarters. He wasn't playing, right? If I'm not
Yeah,
wrong.
he missed the game, the last game through injury.
Apart from those three up front, I think the rest of the team were a bit. I mean, there's Andres Pereira in the team.
Anyway, Argentina, Copa America winners. They've won the
Yes,
tournament six times now. That's a record. They've overtaken Uruguay as the winningest South American team. They
Winningest.
have won every tournament they've been in since before COVID. And I guess they'll face Spain in the what's the
Finalissimo.
finalissimo, whenever that'll be.
What a match that would be.
Messi can bathe Lamine Yamal.
He could. Yes, they
Yeah.
could reenact that shot. Oh my gosh, I want to see that. And before we move away from the Copa America topic, just a shout out to Canada. I mean, they finished fourth in the end.
No right to finish that high, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so did really, really well. And I guess it's a testament to how well that the federation and team are managed, not necessarily only by the manager, but by the whole level of management and administration, that they've done so well to get so far in a relatively short span of time. They finished fourth at the Copa America,
Mm-hmm.
technically ahead of Brazil,
Yeah.
way ahead of USA.
Yes, yes.
It'll be interesting to see how far they go.
Okay, so that's it for the Copa America and the Euros. Right now, we have a listener question. Once again from Nigel. Whoa.
Hello, Nigel. Loyal listener, Nigel.
Listener of the year. Nigel's question is, who do you think will win the 2029 Super Ballon d'Or?
Super Ballon d'Or, yeah.
Yes, I think we got to explain what this is.
Well, the name sort of gives it away. It's the Ballon d'Or, but bigger. Doesn't it, it hasn't been given out every year, and in fact I think it's only been given out once or twice before. The trophy looks very strange.
Yeah, it's a gigantic Ballon d'Or adorned with many tiny little Ballon d'Ors at the base of it.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to say this with a straight face. It's got blood red crystal looking thing on what I would say is the trunk of it. It's ugly, but I guess to each their own.
It's ugly.
Yeah.
Nigel is asking who's going to win, and the Super Ballon d'Or typically is there to award the best player of the last X number of years, maybe 20 or so. I think realistically, there's only 2 contenders for this award.
I would say so. But I just did a quick search actually, and only once has this award been given out. Only
Was
once.
it Platini, Di Stefano?
Di Stefano won it in 1989. Second place was Johan Cruyff, and Platini came in third.
Okay, so in that case, does this mean that if the Super Ballon d'Or is given out in 2029, it has to be the best player since 1989? You would think so, right?
I would think so. I mean, definitely Ronaldo and Messi.
Yeah. Okay, so I think Ronaldo or Messi will win it, and to me, it's Messi, if only because recency bias. Messi has won the World Cup and the Copa America twice now.
I would think so. I don't think it's so much as recency bias as he just has, more accolades, right?
I think there's no way Ronaldo will win this over Messi unless it's a very political thing.
Just to give you a bit of a background on this as well. There were five or six, rather five, six. There were six names to be voted on.
Okay.
So the aforementioned three, Di Stefano, Cruyff, Platini, and the last three were Beckenbauer, Karl-Heinz Rummenigge, and Kevin Keegan.
Okay, interesting. So,
yeah,
if there's a 6-person shortlist for 2029, who would be on that shortlist?
Interesting question.
Okay, Messi and Ronaldo are both bang on for two
ins.
So who's the other 4, assuming it's encompasses the time from 1989?
So difficult.
To me, of the remaining 4, the two who definitely have to be in are probably Brazilian Ronaldo and Paolo Maldini from Italy.
Brazilian Ronaldo, I would say yes to that.
Yeah.
Maybe even someone like Iniesta.
Yeah, I think Iniesta or Xavi would also be there. Would you agree with Brazilian Ronaldo, Maldini, Iniesta?
I would say maybe not Maldini.
Okay, so Ronaldo and Iniesta, yes.
Yes. I love Maldini.
Mm.
I know you love Maldini. I love
Mm.
Maldini too, but I don't think he would be there because he didn't really win anything on the international level during his time.
That's fair. So
Yeah.
okay, so who are your other two then?
Good question, yeah.
Mm.
Very good question.
Yeah, I tend to ask good questions.
Sometimes.
Would it be anybody still playing now? Would it be Harry Kane, England's all-time top scorer? Would he be on this list?
I don't think it'll be Harry Kane.
Would it be Shearer or Henry?
No Shearer, no Shearer. Henry,
Zidane?
Zidane, yes. Yeah, probably Zidane actually.
Do you think a keeper will be on the list? And if so, is it bang on Peter Schmeichel?
It's not going to be bang on Peter Schmeichel. I mean, Manuel Neuer will have a big shout.
Manuel Neuer over Peter Schmeichel. Interesting. I wouldn't say that's an outlandish claim. I would say Peter Schmeichel would be top 6.
I wouldn't say Manuel Neuer over Peter Schmeichel, but I would say it's possible.
Okay.
And I'm also saying that they're both probably not going to be on the top 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Iniesta, Ronaldo, Zidane, Messi, Ronaldo.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
who's your one?
What about those legendary Dutch guys? Ruud Gullit.
Van Basten.
What's his name? Frank Rijkaard, Marco van Basten. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're probably right. Van Basten might is a good shout for that last spot.
Yep.
So okay, so what are we saying? Messi, Ronaldo,
Messi,
Iniesta, Zidane, Van Basten.
Zidane, Van Basten, yeah. So
if it's a short list of 6, let's just assume it is for the sake of this exercise.
But Messi to win it. I think that's
Messi to win it.
Not a difficult prediction. Yeah. So that's the list. Hope you like that list, Nigel. Hope you like the design of the trophy as well.
God. If anybody else has questions, I know we have some listeners who do have some questions. Don't be afraid to send them in whatever shape or form.
Yes. Like we always say, feel free to email us or leave a comment or reach out to us via Instagram. Links are all in the descriptions. So, with that, I think it's a good conclusion to this week's episode. Once again, let us know your thoughts on what we've discussed on the Euro and the Copa America.
Yep.
As well as the Super Ballon d'Or, I suppose. Still the trophy. My gosh.
Tell us who do you think will be in your shortlist?
Yeah. Do let us know. And until next time, see ya.
See you guys. Congratulations to Spain and Argentina. And we need to get ready to finish our EAFC playoffs.
Yeah, right, man.